Ice&Fire is a theatre company that explores human rights stories through performance. We've been around since 2003.
I became writer-in-residence at the Medical Foundation for the Care of Victims of Torture, and I was completely overwhelmed by the stories that I heard. I wanted to tell these stories as well as help people express them themselves in their own writing.
In every strand of our work, we are very closely connected with those individuals, and also the kind of community of interest that exists around them, like academics, specialists, researchers, NGOs, charities that work in that field.
The minute you put something into a theatrical context, it humanises it. And it isn't picking up an article or standing outside an embassy with a banner. It personalises it.
We were living here for almost 4 years, and one morning we heard this big loud knock on the door and 6 officers came rushing in for like 2 people. They were like, "Pack your bags, you might not be coming back."
We have a production strand which is working on main stage productions.
Now you know these men were involved in your abduction.
All of Mexico can listen to these conversations and hear for themselves how corrupt some of our politicians and officials are.
We also have a project called Actors for Human Rights. It's a network of over 700 professional actors who are dedicated to drawing public attention to a range of contemporary human rights concerns. And usually it's simply an edited version of their first-hand testimony.
The US soldiers who took me, 6 or 7 of them, they were dressed in black. They were wearing black uniforms and black masks.
Wherever possible, they also come and see the performance and sometimes speak afterwards. Sometimes that story is told hundreds of times by Ice&Fire.
You get the opportunity to spread these stories and, help to change people's minds.
We can go anywhere, anytime. We'll come to your school, university, church, workplace, pub, home. Just get in touch. We also work with refugee communities to create work with them over quite a long period of time, which they then perform.
When planting beans and peas, I first dig and prepare the ground. I like to soak them for an hour in lukewarm water, not hot, until they become friendly and a bit plump like me.
You don't know what's going to come out of this process because you have to be guided by that group and what they want to say.
Telling a story, then you see people appreciating what you have said to them. In your story, it lightens, the load that you are carrying, like on your shoulders.
They strive to create work which is challenging and enriching and exciting, but at the same time their content is often astounding material which you just don't hear in other places in the theatrical world.
That unique live experience that theatre brings is able to tell stories, is able to move people, but is able to hold people to account in one room. I think that's what the theatre does, above anything else.